technically it's the U.S. and China. In the first 60 days of the Biden administration. That was a fast. I mean, anyway, eventually the United States would not see eye to eye on many things with China. That, was such an run-in and a serious disputation, a rift between the United States and China. That was a pretty fast. Come on. What does that mean? I can actually understand this. What does that mean? You have to actually read it, not just actually simply, say something that's there. That's ridiculous. That was what fast means. Means. Mm-hmm. A little bit earlier. A new U.S. president. Inaugurated. Why? Because any rift or verbal shitstorm in between has been in store all the time. It's like a ticking bomb waiting for its turn to go off. Historically, America does not always see eye to eye with China. And everyone. Everyone has been expecting this moment to come at least once in any administration. Given the fact that that's really easy. Biden administration only within the first 60 days of his reign and inauguration by any standard. Heated blow-ups were a bit untimely. You know what I mean? Given the history of the United States and China, it was only a matter of time. No matter whoever the president of the United States, who's in charge of the White House, any type of altercation or verbal attack between the United States and China would be a matter of time. That was a ticking bomb, always. You know, regardless of who the president of the United States is, always there is a bomb that is about to go off. But now, you know, when we actually have this one, because we just witnessed this blow-ups that took place, indeed. These blow-ups that really took place. You remember? Yeah, during the Trump administration, even actually, you know, the United States negotiators walked out of the room saying that the Chinese top negotiators were trying to change the clause. Yeah, as far as I know, the change the very pivotal clauses by pretending to be a non-to-English words, or they were trying to at least insert something completely new, even after putting down their signature on the contract. You may remember that? So the U.S. negotiators were very frustrated because they literally played this foul game by hitting under the belt. That's something that you should never do, and no one ever expect any professional trade negotiators would do such a thing, right? It's really hitting under the belt. That's a really kind of foul thingy. If my understanding is correct, and at least, you know, certain negotiators walked out of the room out of frustration and anger because that was something completely unprecedented or unexpected. Because, you know, those are really the representatives of both the nations. They're highly skillful when it comes to making a deal. And these top negotiators have a very great idea about the international trade laws. But, you know, the Chinese top handlers were pretty much trained by the Communist Party. They were given a green card to act like that. Maybe somebody in the upper chain was looking after them, so they acted so bizarrely. Yeah, I remember that. So the U.S. counterpart literally stormed out of the room because they couldn't trust their eyes. Wow, after the negotiation, they agreed upon a certain clauses. You know, when the actual clauses on the contract paper were reviewed and agreed, and they already put down their signature, but at the last minute, they were trying to actually put down something. It's really like hitting underneath the belt. That's the heat. It's really like hitting under the bowl. They're trying to at least shame them by acting so amateurish. Yeah, that was really the thing. But anyhow, you know what? The main point is that the United States and China are the main rivals of the two superpowers who are always vying for the war's best. Definitely, this type of feud and altercation is really already in store. It's really pretty much a planted one, right? But the thing is, you know what? This type of major rift just, what got laid bare to the public's eye because of the recent run-in between China and the United States. U.S. diplomats and negotiators, they actually yelled at the Chinese one. They actually had a very public feud, right? And this controversy has been publicized. But the problem is, we did not really actually survive on the first 100 days of the Biden administration. And this is pretty much, premature and precautious and untimely event normally. This would happen after 100 days or even 200 days of the nascent administration, given the fact that within the first 60 days we already had this event that already had occurred, and that's a bit shocking. A little bit too early. That was a fast. Wow. You surprised me. You thought you were really a good friend of China, making contrast from the Trump administration. But now, because, the first place in the provocation was coming from China for sure. If you're really subscribing to the West journalism, you would probably think that way. But the thing is, the main point is, I can actually, really read between the lines. Even actually reading from that was a fest. I understand that. I'm not really kind of person who just actually only scathed the surface, saying, oh, that was a fest. What does that mean? Something happened to very fast. What were they coming fast? Yeah, not really that different from other people. I'm not really special, but I'm not really that much stupid who would actually live under a rock, who would be completely unknown to certain circumstances. That's not really the case. Whenever I actually see certain, headlines, my, former relatives would think that would be completely unknown to the hidden message, but that's not necessarily the case.